I know they have some more. You'll be the.
And again, and then we moved to South Florida. Yeah, did you think you're history? No, well, so, I mean, in a roundabout way, I have a master's degree in literature and Western antiquity. So my Egyptian and Greek and Roman religions and yeah, which has zero translation in the real world.
So you're not angelic. You get a
That was my niche. All right. Ready. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming either in person or via Zoom over there. This is our having a little meet and greet. This is COCA and the Tallahassee's tourism marketing workshop. Thank you all for coming and attending. And for those of you who watch the recording later, hello. So we are going to get started very briefly here, and just with some introductions. I'm Samantha Sumler, the marketing and communication manager for COCA, and this is Scott. I'll let him introduce himself.
I'll step in a little bit. Hi, Scott Littman with Visit Tallahassee, Marketing Communications Director. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, so we're going to just go right into it if you are ready.
Absolutely.
We're first going to start with some introductions to the people here. So if you would like to introduce yourself. You seniors to start off. So I'm Stephanie Chandler. I literally just started a walking tour in downtown Tallahassee, and I saw this on the COCA website, and I was like, you know, it seems like great connections to make, and we just want to make sure that you're right.
Hi, I'm Diana. I'm a student at FSU. I'm majoring in recreation and tourism management. So we're here to learn about the market.
Welcome.
Ashley Hunter, I'm the marketing and programming manager at
Good to see you again.
And I will, if anyone over on the chat would like to pop in and say hi, I'll look at that briefly shortly. So once I can get over to check the chat. But we're ready to get started if you are, Scott.
Okay, I'm gonna try to share my screen here, so see if I
We need to.
I should have what I need. That's the one I'm looking for. Excellent. Well, we'll go ahead and begin. I'll try to speak loudly and clearly enough so that everybody can hear me. I'll probably be in and out of frame here as I'm reading my notes off screen. Like I mentioned, Scott Littman with Visit Tallahassee, the Marketing and Communications Director. And we just really want to thank everybody for joining us today to learn a little bit more about how or what our mission is and how the arts community and the folks here can participate with us. So we're going to go ahead and dig right in. Real quick overview. I give everybody just the one over kind of what we do, who we are. We are a division of Leon County government, and we are tasked with marketing and promoting Tallahassee and Leon County outside of the area to bring in overnight visitors. You hear the term heads and beds. Here's the condition. Oh, am I not shared anymore? There you go. Bring it back. Okay, now we're back online. Okay, as I was mentioning, we are a division of Leon County government. We are tasked with promoting and marketing Tallahassee, Leon County out of market to get folks to come and spend nights in hotels. We are fully funded by the tourist development tax. You'll hear us say the TDT. That's we get a small fee on every room night. that people come and stay in Leon County, which is kind of nice because we can then reinvest that money in the community and as far as promoting our assets, our museums, our restaurants, our arts and culture, and hopefully encourage more people to come and stay and then stay longer. We've had some really good years lately, ever since we kind of bounced back from COVID and travel became a thing again. We've seen really high demand and really positive feedback. People love coming to the capital city. They love to see what we have, especially this time of year. Springtime Tallahassee sort of kicks off our event season. Beautiful flowers in full bloom. Gorgeous weather, haven't gotten too hot yet, hasn't gotten too rainy yet, and I know for a fact that coming up here in April, we have events back to back to back to back every weekend. So if you're bringing folks to town to come and experience Tallahassee, now's the time to do it while it's still absolutely beautiful and maybe not as hot as it's going to be. So as I mentioned, do this. As I mentioned, we are. There you go. Fully funded on tax. One of the things that makes COCA and the Division of Tourism great partners, we have a partnership where we provide 20% of all of our tax revenue collections to the arts, to COCA to help support and promote the arts through their grant program and other programs. This is a huge asset to both of our entities, and it's kind of why we have truly a vested interest to work together, because we want to help give more to the arts, and we hope that the arts bring in more people. It works very symbiotically, and it's kind of why we're here to talk about all this fun stuff. I'll keep the numbers as short as I can, but just to give you a sense, we have had another record-breaking year. Our last year, our fiscal year ended September 30th of last year, so we're actually exactly 6 months into our next year. And we're optimistic. The last year we had saw over 2.5 million, or almost 2.5 million visitors came here to spend the night. Sports over nearly 15,000 jobs in Tallahassee. Collected almost $8 million in taxes, $55 million in sales tax generation. But the big one, about a $1.15 billion economic impact. A lot of people don't think of Tallahassee or Leon County, but I think the difference. $1 billion industry. We're not just a football city. We're not just a legislative setting. We have year-round visitation, and our statistically are year-round visitation spread out each there. About 25 to 27% of our visitors come each quarter. So just when you think you're going to take a little break, oh, students are gone. The students may be gone, but the families coming to visit the university, people coming to experience the outdoors. They're here, and they're here year-round. So we're really optimistic and excited about the fact that we have so many great things to share in our community, and people clearly want to come here and come back often. So what do we have going on this year? Internally, with the Visit Tallahassee staff, we are super excited, and our big thing for this year, and for those of you here, don't say we're moving. Our the Visit Tallahassee Leon County Division of Tourism offices are moving. I'm going to point across the street where actually I followed our moving truck, one of our moving trucks over here this afternoon. And we are moving into the newly renovated historic Amtrak station, renovated, I believe originally created or built in 1858. We'll be taking residents in there hopefully next week, as long as we get all of our furniture and everything moved in. But we're super excited. It's going to have a state-of-the-art conference room. We've got a meeting space over there. We'll have an amazing gift shop. We're going to feature really hyper-local, made in Tallahassee goods, curated things. And also, kind of pay homage to the area of town. Reness is right between universities. So we're going to have, representation from FAMU, from FSU. We're close to the art district. So we're going to obviously have a very big arts presence there. I mean, the building itself essentially is a work of art. And with downtown right around the corner and the arenas, it's just, we couldn't be more excited about the prospect of moving in, and with any luck, that'll go smoothly. And then you'll have at some point in the very near future, a grand opening, and everybody can come out and check it out for themselves to see how we have renovated this historic space. Secondarily, and coming up next year, is Tallahassee and Leon County's 200th anniversary. It's our bicentennial. So we are working, we have joint committees with city, county, and historic groups to sort of create events, programming, activities that are going to take place year round. They're starting up now. So what we're going to be encouraging any of our art grantees and any just the art community partners to really start leaning into that messaging. Tell people it's a bicentennial. I didn't know what a bicentennial was. Is that the 100 year, the 200, the 150? What did you 200 anniversary, 1824. So we have to start getting that messaging out and say it again and again and again, so that come January 1 of 2024, which is only 8 short months away, we'll be ready to hit the ground running. We're going to have some amazing things planned for that, and we'll keep everybody informed as those get developed. So moving from all the fun and exciting stuff with more exciting stuff, we know the traveler sentiment, and like I said, after COVID and after sort of lockdown, travelers want to travel. So the market is ripe for people to come visit. So in order to do that, we have to market to them. We have to tell them why we want them to come to visit, to come to Tallahassee and to stay here. Obviously, we've got, I was mentioning these events. We have events every week. And this run through late May, almost, we have something, actually I said something, we have multiple things every week. Obviously we've got, we have Memorial March, we've got Word of South coming up, we've got Southern Shakespeare, we've got the Soul of Southside and an Emancipation Day celebration to lead us all the way through May with events and attractions for any interest, historic, outdoors, family friendly, food, food related, arts and culture related. To say that there's something for everyone is sort of an easy way out, but it's absolutely true. There's something for every possible traveler here. Take advantage of that. If we know we're bringing a lot of people to town, now's the time to put your best foot forward. If it's your museum, at your attraction, event, restaurant, anything you've got, now's the time to do this. And we're also trying to, communicate to and from each other, see how we can help each other. If we're going to be with our new offices essentially adjacent to the Railroad Square Art District, come First Friday, I'm just gonna have to walk out my front door, but in order to go to the party. But we want to get some of these local residents and visitors to come check out our gift shop, learn about the history of Tallahassee, plan another trip back. It's a great way to sort of tie everything together. So we know that Tallahassee in the area has a rich, history that goes back thousands of years with the native people of Florida and all the way through the modern era. Obviously, with museums and galleries of every type of historical information artifact can be found here, and it's a huge draw. Outdoor arts, even our murals and sculptures. We've got, I know COCA has helped us, or we've helped promote COCA. So you think of the downtown walking art tours. I see many walking tours of that, but showcasing all the murals and things around downtown. And obviously, as I mentioned, we have world-class events, including opening nights, concerts. And I said, I'm still learning to say it now, but with the Adderley Amphitheater, which is named after Cannonball Adderley and the Adderley brothers, just getting renamed. We're excited to keep trying to bring in more and more concerts. We've had hugely successful shows recently. We had Earth, Wind, and Fire at the end of last year, which was an absolute sellout. We had Willie Nelson, country legend here about a month and a half ago, and we've got some more on the horizon, so just kind of stay tuned, and as we announce those, you can sort of participate with those. One of the ways we promote Tallahassee to surrounding areas, at least throughout the state, obviously we print and distribute a visitor guide. It's a 84 page book. It's distributed to all the hotels in town, a lot of attractions in town. All throughout the state, visit Florida Welcome Centers in Jacksonville, Pensacola, all throughout the Turnpike, South Florida. We put the word out as far and wide as we can, and it's a great overview. And it doesn't tell the whole story, but it's a great overview of sort of what the capital city has to offer, and it's everything from shopping, events, attractions. On these, we have dining profiles. We talk to chefs, and obviously we want to promote the arts and culture. Arts gets a big chunk of the book because it's a big asset that we have to promote, whether it's fine arts, galleries, murals downtown, performing arts. Like I said, I'm looking out the window now and I can almost see the Mickey Faust Theater. Try to explain what that theater is to somebody who's not from here. It's a bit of a challenge, but people love it. As soon as you find that there's something that unique and that special, they say, you know what? Next time I'm in Tallahassee, I'm gonna go check that out. In order to do that, maybe I'll spend a night at the Hyatt House next door, the Hampton Inn's right here. We can build an entire weekend where restaurants, hotels, attractions, arts, all benefit. And when they benefit, these people go home and they tell their friends, have you been in Tallahassee lately? This was incredible. And I say, no, I haven't been back since I graduated college 10 years ago. Well, it's time to come back. And that's sort of our messaging. And we encourage all of our art and culture partners to basically reiterate and amplify that message. We have so many great things that so many people need to know about. One of the ways we let people know about it is we try to keep our website as current and up to date as possible. Listings of your events to be shared online. Excuse me. We've got a mobile app that we've been adding more and more content to, including sort of turn-by-turn and step-by-step itineraries of local art galleries, historic homes. We're even doing one right now with our local breweries that if you go to each of the local breweries and check in and see for yourself, once you do that, you can win some prizes. Doesn't cost you anything, doesn't take any time. Just go and download the free mobile app for iPhone or Android. Hit one of they're called challenges. Take a little challenge tour, and we can get you some brewery swag. So we have a lot of different ways to help promote the destination. And as we promote it, we get written up in national media a lot. We've been recognized as Southern Living Magazine's top 10 best city in the South several years in a row. Last year, in 22, we were listed as one of the top 10 college towns, which it's huge because the readership and the followers of Southern Living magazines are into the millions. And we're on that list. Not only are we on that list, we're on the top 10 of that list. We've been on USA Today top 10 list. We've been in Forbes magazine, Foodoor Travel, Garden and Gun, these unique publications kind of catering to the Southeast. They don't overlook Tallahassee anymore. They call us up and they want to come here to visit. They want to experience our restaurants. They want to experience our arts and culture. They want to see all this stuff firsthand. And, I'd love to take all the credit for it. We've got an amazing team of people behind us. They're helping put all of this together. And it's paying dividends. I said, we're on the map. I said, the fun one we even did just a little over a year ago. I said, we were a prize giveaway on the Let's Make a Deal game show. Answer the question right, win a free trip to Tallahassee. They mentioned the Tallahassee Museum, tickets to opening night theater, dinner, hotels. It's really kind of fun, but that's national. Anybody in the country can watch that, and it's just sort of a fun way to help spread the word. So, with all that in mind, I'll take half a breath and kind of pivot and say, what tools are at your disposal? If you're partnered with COCA and thereby through Visit Tallahassee, we have assets that you have the right to use. On our website, we have a pretty comprehensive photo gallery that we keep as updated as possible that you can link into, request, and download to use to help us promote arts and culture, help us promote restaurants, just help us promote the destination as a whole. Beautiful nature photography. We have 700 miles of trails in and around the capital city. Most people don't know that. I didn't know we had a lot of mountain biking in Tallahassee, but we very quickly learned that not all of Florida is flat. And if you go for a ride around here, if you choose the wrong hill, you're going to be out of breath in a hurry. So these are assets that we have. Also on our website, if you go to visittallahassee.com in our partners section, we've got video options. If you have an ability to stream content and can run a commercial, if you have partners that just want information about Tallahassee, if you're partnering with anything, you can download these videos and use them. We have radio scripts and how kind of our language that we're using. Not to mention all of our logos and information that specifically those are for some of the grantees if they need access to logos to put it on there to qualify for the grant guidelines. That's where all of this information can be found. And then obviously we have our visitor services and our visitor information center. If you're bringing in a group of people, if you have a gallery opening and you need some visitor guides or you need a couple of little promo items to give away, reach out to us. We've got a team that is dedicated to doing this, kind of enhancing the visitor experience when they come to town, especially First Friday. And that's coming 2 days away right now. So these are type of things where we bring in a lot of residents, but we also bring in a lot of visitors for those. And we want to show them the best time and make sure that they know where all the local restaurants are, the local shops, so we can sort of support each other and get that billion-dollar economic impact number even higher next year. So say this, excuse me. Easy ways to promote your events, and these are the easy ones. Social media, whether it's paid or organic. If you start telling folks, anybody in your follower list, especially the ones that are out of market, hey, we've got this, we've got a performance next Friday night at 8 o'clock. No, let's get on some social media. You can invest a small amount of money and target nearby areas, but areas that are probably going to be suited for an overnight visit. Panama City, Albany, Georgia, Valdosta, Jacksonville. So these little areas, a couple hours drive time, 100 miles in any direction. Most people are going to come over, then you go to dinner. They may want to go home. They probably don't. They want to stay here. Even Thomasville, I'd love to, we bring people in from just north of the border all the time. And I'd love to get them to spend the night and then go to breakfast out in the morning, go check out another museum. There's just a way to sort of encourage folks to come and stay to experience more of the capital city. Get on, send out press information, media updates to local magazines, local bloggers. They love to know what's going on. I said, we do it at a national, statewide and national level, but you can also do it at a regional level. There's a lot of, Central Florida is a huge arts community, same with the Destin, Fort Walton area. And when the spring breakers and the vacationers go to Destin, Fort Walton, Panama City, all those residents want to get out of town. And where do they go? We're finding out they're coming here. So we can reach those people and get some press out on their local news stations, local radio stations, and drive some traffic our way. Basically, shamelessly self-promote yourself. I mean, that's get out there and spread the word. And then, like I said, adding event listings to the visitallahassee.com website. It's free listings. We actually have a digital hookup. If your event is listed on the COCA website, it'll propagate over to our website. Usually within 24 to 48 hours, but a lot of times, hit us up, send us an email, say, hey, I've got a new an event. How do I get it listed? Well, there's a button on our website that says submit your event. You just fill out the information, we review it and make sure it's spelled correctly, and we turn it on and you're on the website. We get 30,000 unique visitors a month, and a lot of them are looking at the events page. A lot of local residents use it as a tremendous resource as well. So share the information and we all win. As I mentioned, for partners with our specifically with the COCA marketing grant folks, the events calendars. Easy, just take a little time, fill out the information. We typically also want photographs. If you have photos of your events, photos of past events. Truth be told, the picture, the picture's worth 1,000 words. It tells the story. I can write 150 words about how wonderful the First Friday event is, but until you see it, with the colors and the people and the families and the activities, it doesn't do it justice. So those that get us good photos and a lot of photos, typically we promote those, bigger and bolder, and they get a bigger splash. We just see a much higher engagement rate. We participate with us in sweepstakes, promotions, giveaways. Whether you're, want to give us a behind the scenes tour at Goodwood, or help us with, hosting a meeting or an event. There's ways you can partner with us that are zero cost. And they just require a little communication, and if we can work together, we all sort of we all come out on top in there. Easy. Social media posts. Tag Visit Tallahassee, because if we get tagged in it and you're willing to let us share, we cross promote. We'll boost it. We'll use your photos and your content, and we'll put it out to our social media followers. Visit Tallahassee across the major platforms. We have a little over 100,000 followers. Most are out of market, 65–70% are out of market, but there's a good chunk in market. And it's free, it doesn't cost anything. Good pictures, good content. Tag us in it so we can easily find it, and makes life a whole lot easier. Additional partner opportunities more on the development side would be on our Visit Tallahassee Partners Facebook group page. That's more designed for hospitality and tourism industry partners to share information, partnerships, learn about seminars like this when we try to do some training whenever we possibly can. But it's also to find out when grand opening of our Amtrak station. We've got National Travel and Tourism Week coming up the second week of May this year. We're going to have some programming aligned to coincide with that to help get the word out again about the value and the importance of both travel to your emotional health and to our economic health. And then lastly, we can take advantage of our co-op advertising program. A lot of our arts and culture folks have already taken part of this, but we offer discounted rates on NPR, radio. We do a digital billboard and television, print, magazine. These are statewide and if not national publications. Basically, that you can leverage. We pay the lion's share, and for a nominal fee, you can get your logo included in print ads. I know a lot of people love our NPR. We run NPR both in Tallahassee and in Panama City. It's tremendous for the arts community because that is a affluent, educated, typically more arts-minded community. So when groups say like Southern Shakespeare want to get the word out, they call me up and say, "Hey, can we take a part of that?" Absolutely, let's do it. Let's spread the word. I want to get people from Panama City to come see the show. Anthony and Cleopatra coming up this year, so I'm hoping it's going to be a packed house each night of the show. So easy ways to do it. All of the information is on the Visit Tallahassee website, visitallahassee.com website under the partners link down. It'll be in the footer. You can find the partners information, and myself and my whole team is always willing to kind of walk you through that and give you more information. So lastly, actually, this continues on with the advertising opportunities. This is the easy, obviously, this is the easy way to get involved. We've kind of done all the legwork, all the hard work. Typically, all I need from any of our interested partners is either a sentence or two in a logo or some graphics for a billboard. It's really pretty simple. And you work with me and we kind of figure out what we want to do, how we want to do it, when we want to do it, and we can customize it. We can take part, we can get you involved with our email blast, email newsletters and send out to about 15,000 people every month. That's seen all over the place. If you have an idea, reach out, let us know. So we typically try to, or I typically try to customize as much as I can to make sure everybody gets the most value out of our co-op advertising programs. And it's actually been really successful. So essentially that in a nutshell rather is the vast majority of what we do. We promote Capital City to anybody who wants to come and visit. The arts and culture community is a tremendous asset, and it's a big part of what our messaging is. So the more we can kind of work together to help amplify each other's message, we all win. Like I said, there's plenty of tourists to go around, plenty of visitors to go around. Want to get that number from 2.3 million back up to 2.5 million, 3 million and beyond, so we can all do better. So that is basically, I'm going to go ahead and I said I will stop sharing my screen at this time. So we can kind of bring back, I guess we could bring it back into the room or not. This presentation also, I'll provide this to Samantha so we can share with anybody who wants it. But looking through the chat, is there any questions? Anybody here? Anybody online? I know I ripped through this stuff so fast, and those of you who have been with us for the years, you've probably heard me say some variation of this before. But the big thing this year to remember as we're kind of getting into the second half of our fiscal year is preparations for bicentennial coming up. That's going to be a big one as best we can. I'm going to try to ask everybody to help amplify and reiterate that message. Tallahassee's 200th anniversary, 1824 to 2024. We actually do some really about that and bring back folks who have been to Tallahassee years ago. Let's take them home one time and check out how much the city has changed. So there's quite a bit of things coming up. Honestly, so once we get moved in across the street here, actually right outside the parking lot, we'll have a grand opening event once we get that in. And I want to encourage everybody to check out the gift shop and to meet the staff and just basically come be a part of the Division of Tourism. So if there's no other questions, I'll turn it back either over to Samantha, or we can kind of figure out what we want to do next.
Yeah, so there was a question on chat that I did answer. The webinar has been recorded and will be available to anyone who wishes to watch afterward, along with Scott's slides. Then if there are no other questions for Scott, then I'll just sort of segue into just talking about a few of the COCA resources that we provide. And I'm first going to put some attachments in the chat for those of you who are here
via Zoom, so you can just follow along with that. So let me first put those in there. There's two handouts that you might have received when walking in if you're here. One of those is just describing our ad packages, and then the other one is talking about the ways to engage. So I'm first just going to put these into the chat for those on Zoom so they can have those for the future there. And then I'm also going to open it up and share my screen in a 1 minute. Gonna get that really quick. So first, I just want to go over just a couple of the ways to engage. We'll start there. So let me share my screen here. Okay. Okay. All right, so first we're going to go over the ways to engage. So at the top there, this just gives a brief, this handout just gives you a brief thing of all the things that you can use with COCA's website. Yes, thank you. There we go. All right, so the first things first is for you to make sure since you received notification about this webinar, either through social or maybe through a COCA email, is to make sure that you are signed up to receive our COCA newsletters. So there are 4 different newsletters. One of them is more recent, but there are 4 different newsletters that we offer. 2 of them are weekly and 2 of them are monthly. The 2 weekly ones, there's first is an event listings feature guide. So it sort of shows you between 8 to 12 different events that either someone has reached out like, hey, please, can you feature us? Or that we've noticed, hey, this seems like a really cool, interesting, unique event that's happening locally that we think our subscribers would be interested in. The second is a classified for our industry listing. So if you, let's say, for example, have either a job listing or your performance space and you have auditions coming up, or you're just wanting to get rid of any extra office things in boxes that you have no need of anymore, and you want to make sure you help the community with that, so you can create a classified and those can get out to the community. The third one is our monthly arts and education newsletter. That's really more honed in on arts education, but it's still something that is just good for you to know exactly what's going on in our community, and might be something that you might have something related to education that could be beneficial for you and your organization. And then finally, the last one is our new one that just launched in March. And that's our snapshots of TAG, which is the Tallahassee Arts Guide. And what this does is it comes out the first Friday of every month, and it shows you the next 6 weeks of events that are all happening locally. So it's how our newsletters used to be, which was giving you a list, but these are going to give you, this is just everything for the next 6 weeks. So this is just important.
Scroll.
Oh yeah, that's good. I can do that. Yes, I can scroll. Thank you. So yeah, just for you to also know, but also for you to be aware of, you're welcome, Marcy. Also for you to be aware of going to our next point, which is to register to create an account on COCA's website. And this is whether you're an artist or you represent an organization, you can submit the information, like Scott was saying, about your event that's happening. And that does connect to the Visit Tallahassee. So for you to make sure that your event is listed in our newsletters, it's important for you to register an account, and you can set those things up for your events, your classifieds, and more, which is the third thing, which is posting the events, classes, workshops, and lessons. So going back to the one that's monthly that comes out first Fridays, which is this Friday is our second one, you'll want to make sure you submit your events the last Friday of the previous month. So that way it's in the next monthly newsletter. And one that's important for you to just, life gets away from us a lot of times. And I'm also one that sometimes, oh no, I forgot to submit that, and the event's in 2 days. This also is to help you keep on track of making sure that the word is getting out there for you. And it's also just good for us to make sure that we're promoting your event and giving you as much coverage as possible. So that's sort of why making sure that's at least out the last month, the last Friday of the month prior to your event. is getting that stuff posted. The next thing is, of course, like I talked about, is the free classifieds for jobs. If you have calls to artists that you're wanting to get people in the area to submit their artwork for. If you have things for internships, things like that, those are free listings that are included in our weekly classified newsletter that goes out every Thursday. And for that, you'll want to make sure that those are listed at least the day before by 5 p.m. So Wednesday by 5, want to make sure that those are in. Another way is for you to just connect with us on social media, and we have hashtags of Tallahassee Arts and I Heart Tally. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, LinkedIn, and probably another one that's going to become big soon. I don't know, but you know how that goes. Just connecting with us. And if you have an event, like tagging us in it, like you would tag Visit Tallahassee, is a way for us, especially on Instagram. If I've seen that I've been tagged, I tend to see that and I just share it right to our story. So that way people can get the word out of your upcoming event that's happening. So it's just a really easy sort of two-for way to get not only COCA to share your word, but also Visit Tallahassee. The next thing is that we sometimes do an artist inspired feature for social media. So that's where we do like mini interviews depending on different artists and genres. And we'll reach out depending on, we sometimes do that for, there's like a certain thing that's happening in a month. Like for example, right now it's Autism Awareness Month. So that's like reaching out to different artists at like MPAC in Railroad Square, reaching out and making sure that we have an interview with them to really just highlight the things that are going on in our community. The next feature is our behind the scenes feature for social media. And that's sort of, we highlight your preparation stage. So it's more just like behind the magic of an event that's coming up. So if you have 5 pictures and you just describe what's going on, describe your event, we'll post it on our Instagram and Facebook and connect it to the event listing that you have. So that way people can find out more information, they can get tickets, all just for you sharing that information. And people really love seeing the behind the scenes effort. They really like seeing the chaos behind the magic, if you will, that sometimes occurs. I know that for me, that's how it is as a performing artist, very chaotic, but people really love to see that and sort of really connects us, it connects the humanity in all of us to see that we're all we are all contributing to the arts. Words. The next one is a COCA spotlight that occurs weekly in the Tallahassee Democrat. So we have a writer who writes spotlights on different artists connected to events that are happening during that week. And it really helps to showcase artists that no one would have ever heard of if we hadn't spotlit them. And normally how I look to see, okay, which artist can I spotlight is I first see who's been spotlit before. Then I go through those events that I said to make sure you get posted. I'm like, all right, who are the events that are going on this specific week? So that way we can make sure that the word gets out for their event and they can get more people to attend, more tickets, everything like that. That's why it's key to make sure your event is posted as soon as you pretty much know about it, because I'll go through that calendar and I'm like, oh, perfect, that event. And we haven't listed anything from or spotlight anything, for example, from Goodwood. For a while. And it's like, okay, well, I really want to make sure that they get this out. And I see that they have this event that's really heavily culturally significant. And I really want to make sure they get that highlight. So making sure your stuff is in there as soon as you know, that way everyone else can know. And then it's just one thing to check off your box so you don't have to worry about it anymore. The last thing is advertising with COCA. So we offer digital ads in our newsletters that I spoke about at the beginning. And that's what our next handout is for. And so we offer that to any artist or organization that wishes to get the word out for that. So that's just a very quick overview of a bunch of different resources that COCA offers. And then there's also, I'll go into the talking about the ad packages that we have. Let me just pull that up here real quick for us. Zoom in a little. Yeah. Okay. So we have our 4 newsletters that we offer the digital ads for. So the first one that I have here is for our arts guide this week and also our snapshot monthly one, is that, we offer to our 14,000 subscribers, they all receive these newsletters. So it's an easy way for you to get a decently priced ad in the newsletter that connects right to your event. So we offer two different ads for those. We offer banner ads at $125 each, and then a square ad for $75 each. And we put up to four ads in each newsletter. So that's just an easy way for you to get not only out to the local audience, but we'll also boost it on social media to get the word out for that. So it's reaching not only Tallahassee, but it can also reach Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, those areas for your event. So those are not only in our weekly newsletters, but they're also in our monthly event newsletter. There's also, we offer ads in our classified newsletter, which is the funding sources, et cetera. I've already talked about that. But those are same thing. We have banner ads and we have square ads. Those are a little bit cheaper than the event ones, just because there are less subscribers. So those, you have the banner ads for 100 and the square ads for 60. Then finally, we have our monthly arts education newsletter. And those are same thing with banner and square ads at 75 and 40 each. So this gives you a little bit of the newsletter reach, shows you the 100-mile area surrounding Tallahassee, but then also you have the yellow circle there on this beautiful map here. That shows you the inner circle, and then the boosted area is the orange, and those are the stars are your markets. So you have hitting Atlanta, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, Pensacola. The great thing is that we offer packages and benefits. So if you are also a COCA member, you receive a 10% discount on the rates that are shown above. And I have information if you are not a member or your organization is not a member to get you signed up and connected to that. But we do offer the packages where if you spend a certain amount before the end of our fiscal year, you receive a certain amount of free ads. So if you spend $500 before the end, you receive 5 free Thursday ads. If you spend $1,000, you get 8 free ads. So those are just a few ways that we try to offer different deals for people who are constantly getting ads from us, and to show that our appreciation for that. But that is a real good gist of the ads that we offer in those packages for you, and just all the different COCA resources. And those of you on Zoom, you received for the ways to engage at the digital version. So you should be able to click on the links that are provided there for you. And I will make sure that all of these things are sent out, not only with the recording, Scott's slides, everything, we'll receive it via email after this webinar. But are there any questions for me on COCA resources? Or any questions in general, and I'll do my best to answer and get us there. But are there any questions on chat or Zoom? Doesn't look like it. Groovy. But I really want to thank everybody for attending today. Thank you, Tatiana. And we have, for those of you who are in person, we have, like I said, the printouts. You can take a COCA bag. You've already all got one. If you want an extra one, you can have that too. And there's also the Visit Tallahassee.
Reusable water bottle.
Yes, there's that. Yes. But also the magazine.
Visitor guide, yes.
Visitor guide. I forgot the word for guide. But yes, you can take one of those as well with you, and just the other couple of COCA things that you can take with you to have. There's the rack cards that you can distribute at your organization and keep with you, and all of that. So if there are no other questions, thank you all so much for being here. This was great, and look forward to seeing you again. Yippee.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.